Hey yo, what's the word? What's poppin'? What's the deal, my babies? This is Michigan's new pod. I am your host, Tay, aka Podcast Tay. And man, oh man, hot as it is outside, it's even hotter in the news, man. Hey man, we can't go fast enough out here, man. TA is out. First off, how y'all doing, man? Hope y'all good, man. But we gonna jump right into it today. What's on the word today? What's on the flow today, man? What's the deal today? I think we all know what the answer to all them questions is, and they are TA. So, TA, we gonna talk TA today. And we also got a NBA update from the Pistons. We're gonna talk Pistons. It's going crazy right now, man. So stick around for the ride, man. But first things first, let's get into it all the way. So, Terrion Arnold has been officially freed from prison, and he's free as of now. He's out on bond, and he also has been cut by the Detroit Lions. So, bit of an emotional roller coaster for Terrion Arnold, man. Shout out Terrion Arnold. Very glad that he got his freedom back, I should say. So, we're gonna get into that more and more. I want to say that I know that it's confusing for him, unless he already knew he was gonna get released. But yes, he is no longer with the Detroit Lions. So in a way, if you're a Lions fan, in a bit of a weird place because you're very happy that TA got free. But I know it's also confusing knowing that he is now not a part of the Detroit Lions. So just to get into that whole ordeal, let's go over the case. So basically, this is what happened if you don't know already. Terrion Arnold was accused of allegedly setting up a armed robbery, kidnapping, and assault. Somebody stuck a gun in someone's mouth and everything. He had a gathering. Some of his stuff came up stolen. It was about $300K worth of stuff. One of the items was his phone. He wanted to get the stuff back, allegedly. And so his friends allegedly tried to get the stuff back while he was out of town, and they were trying to say that Terrion Arnold orchestrated everything. So honestly, after looking into it, they just wanted to stick something to Terrion Arnold. You know what I mean? I'll say I'm very glad that I waited because I had so many things to say about it when it was all happening, but the better part of me wanted to wait until we actually got some information. We didn't have any information. We just knew the charges. So that's not where you want to jump in at. And it was wrong for anybody who didn't know what was going on fully to try to accuse Terrion or come for his character without even knowing what was going on. But I'll say that as far as him in this situation, the DA, they just wanted to stick something to him. I think they wanted to make an example out of him and get a big name for themselves. I think it was really just more so like once it happened and, you know, the names of who was involved, I think they wanted to press really hard and get that conviction and everything because it would make them look good. And they was trying to connect dots that just didn't exist. They were going so overboard. Like, just the fact that one of the friends who was involved with the actual kidnapping and everything reached out to Terrion and said, hey, we know who got our stuff. And Terrion was like, oh, okay, well, hit them up and see what they doing. And they took that all the way to, well, if he texted what you're doing, then we can also assume that he was, and if he was in the vicinity of one of the other people when he was out of town, we can also assume that the conversation didn't stop there and Terrion Arnold knew about all of this other stuff and he was at the top of this. So just a bunch of BS as far as that stuff, and it's really what it was. It was the DA trying to get a big name for himself, and once they saw it was an NFL athlete, they knew how good that would make them look, you know, not trying to let him get away with it. But it's not over, and I still think in the end that he'll walk away from all of this. However, let's get into a second piece of this. I'll say this. The lesson in this, I'll say. Terrion is in this situation mainly, and he didn't even do anything. So what does that mean? This is the same thing I used to tell my little cousin and everything when he was, I'll just say, just a bit more distracted in his life. And I'll say that I used to always tell him, man, like at the end of the day, when you are involved with other people, they control your destiny. They do. They control your destiny. The minute you involve another person and what you got going on and how you do stuff, you have no control over another person and their actions and what they do. So I'm not saying that Terrion knew that these people would take this far. However, if he did know, it was the wrong idea to keep that type of company around. And I just want to say this because I noticed lately that, let's call a spade a spade. If you do something like this, that's some gangster shit, right? That's some gangster shit. You kidnapping, you trying to get it back, whatever. That's gangster shit. Now, if he knew they was gangsters, I just want to say this. As much as I see the integration between professional athletes and rappers, or we'll say other types of characters, man, you can't do both. If you gonna be an NFL player, it's probably best to make sure that every person you around has the same goals as you do. Because if you threw a party and Jamar Chase and Amon-Ra St. Brown and Gibbs and a couple other NFL players or NBA players was there, and y'all stuff came up missing, more stuff could have came up missing, but I bet you if it was between y'all five, nobody would have got robbed, tied up, or none of that stuff. So my point is just that you can think that it's cool to, entertain people who into that, and this is fun, and that's fun, and this, and that, but no. And honestly, man, when you got that much money, bro, even if that's not your philosophy, you got to use your insurance. You cannot tell me whatever that was all of the stuff that was missing. Man, it's a way to get it back when you got that much money, and or you could just let it go. And so it's not over. But to anybody young watching this stuff, man, look at everything this man is losing. He might be out on bond, but look at what everything he's losing. He just lost his job. He got to look for another one. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know when the next date is, but if it comes up that he isn't in the NFL by his next date and the prosecution knows that, that's something they're going to try to push against, man. Like, because they tried to make a movement for him wearing an ankle monitor while he was out on bond. And so they said, well, that would interfere with his job because of the fact of the safety of it, tackling and stuff like that. You got other players at risk. You can't wear that in the NFL. So they didn't do it. But once he comes back, if they're saying, he's technically not in the NFL, they gonna really try to push a motion for that. So I want to say he's still getting his freedom taken away. He's spending money on all these lawyers and everything like that. And as much as we are praising him being out right now, I just want to say to anybody watching, you not Terrion Arnold. You can say what you want to about that man's game. You can say what you want to about how he play in the NFL. You can say what you want to about his contract. But I'm going to tell you right now, having the NFL, the NBA, having that name behind your occupation, behind your name, what you do, it gives you a bit more power and resources. So don't go out here and think that if you got a little bit of money and got a good lawyer, you finna get the Terrion Arnold treatment. If you watch that case, the fact that he made it to the NFL, his path, his journey, that helped validate his background and the fact of him being a good person. If you ain't never had a job, if you only worked at the plant, you're not finna get no Terrion Arnold treatment. So I just say that to say, man, if you want to be something in life, please surround yourself with others who want to be something in life too. Now, let's get into the other part of this thing. So, also, Terrion Arnold has been cut from the Detroit Lions. That's something I wanted to touch on, because it could be good or bad. Now, I'll just say this much. This is a risk you take. It's kind of like being injured, right? If you get injured and somebody else has to step up and play your position, you gave somebody else a shot. So I don't know. They haven't released a why yet, but this could be actually a good thing, honestly, depending on how you look at it. I mean, when he went down, this was a bit different. It wasn't like an injury in the sense of the fact that, like, okay, you're going to be out for 3 to 5 weeks. We know you're coming back. They didn't know he was coming back. They didn't know that. So you got Keith Abney. We got some other free agents. We got Ennis Rakestraw. And I'll just say, as of last year, the way things ended last year, Terrion Arnold was not where we needed him to be. And I feel this way about Terrion. Terrion is a good corner. His problem is that he is going to give up the biggest damn play. Because this did happen. He might hold Justin Jefferson to 54 yards rookie year, but in the 54 yards he does give up, the one that gets the running back into the end zone and makes us lose the game. Or he might give up the touchdown pass. Or he might, you see what I'm saying? That's Terrion. But more times than not, he's in position. He's in the area. He's not even in the top 10 of the most penalized corners in the league. So he's not just the most, sloppy guy. You can go look it up. Like I say, always Google whatever I tell you, so that way you know I'm not playing. And you know that I'm the most right motherfucker out here. But that's what you're looking at when you kind of dealing with all of this stuff. So when you also deal with the fact that he was a first round pick, his contract is coming up. Well, you say, okay, well, we got 2 years of low production. We got a court case. We got you potentially being able to miss some time because we don't know an official verdict or the official outcome and stuff like that. But we got a lot of potential for you to not be consistent and here for us. Now, if they didn't see in practice that he was given Super Bowl Terrion, like if Terrion was in practice just giving a performance of like, oh, okay, I'm better than, and then all this happens, that's not good enough for you to maintain that contract. Now, if they was looking at him and they was thinking, ooh, shit, I think we got us a top 8 corner. I feel like he keeps that, because I don't think that this publicity and stuff alone makes him look bad enough for them to release him, because he really didn't do anything. Oh, okay, you can tell the judge. Oh, okay, you can tell there's some funny stuff going on here. Like, no, it really just seemed like they didn't have anything. So I don't think the story alone gets him cut from the Lions. I mean, the NFL didn't pass anything saying he had to go. So I feel like probably between a business decision and what they were seeing in his absence may have led them to this decision. I don't think the story alone gets Terrion removed from the Lions. We got a rookie out of the draft. I said that I personally felt like he was ahead of Terrion and his development, and when Terrion came out of the draft. I think it's overall a business decision, and you gave him a reason. He gave him a reason for an out. Now, if it comes out that it's something else, I would love to hear what the reason was, but I kind of think it's more along those lines personally. So let's move on to the next topic. We're gonna go to basketball now. But basketball, man. Pistons basketball and the NBA draft. And I thought it was something interesting about the Pistons draft pick that nobody brought up. So the Pistons moved up for this guy, right? I'm seeing a lot of concern just about his size and how good he is and everything like that. Well, he was in the ACC. Man, I'm not gonna lie. I watched this dude play, looked at some highlights. He looks insane. I just want to bring up some facts about him. Bump the eye test for a second. Right. So in the 2026 NBA draft, AJ Diambasta was the number 1 pick. He averaged 25.5 points a game. Cameron Boozer, the 3rd pick, 22.5 points per game. Abuka Okwore, 17th pick, 23.6 points per game, drafted at number 17. He had the 3rd highest point average out of the people who came in this draft. Granted, he was drafted at 17. Now, we needed a person to give us a bucket. This is a bucket. I'll be real. I seen his handles. You get his... Bro, he got work. Bro got work for real. Like crazy work. So, he got handles. He can score. Space creator. But he's short. Man, how tall was that guy? Y'all remember that Pistons team that went to the second round of the playoffs and got their ass buzzed by a dude who was the same exact height as Abuka Okwore? Man, I wonder what year that was. Was that 96 or was that? Oh, that was last year. We just got our asses bust by Donovan Mitchell. He stands at 6'2". Abuka Okwore stands at 6'2". Bro, if you can ball, you can just ball. It just gets that simple sometimes. And the kid can ball. And it ain't even hard to see that he can ball. So, we always trying to find something wrong with what we're getting here. And, you know, we got trust in Brad, and then Brad we trust and all that. I'm going to plant the flag right now, and I'm going to start this here, and this going to go into the rest of this Pistons update because we got a little bit more to go. But I'm going to be the one that's going to say this right here. We got to trust in Trajan, or trust in Trey. Man, we got to trust in Trey because I'm going to tell you something. You wanted that pick even if you don't know you wanted it. But the main thing I can say is that what Trajan Langdon is doing is something that we have been asking GMs in this town for years to do. And the amount of excitement that we've seen in the offseason, actions that we've seen in the offseason, has never been like this. From the Lions to the Wings we do not get this deep in the waters. Trajan Langdon is showing you he is all in. He's saying, look, man, we ain't worried about no draft pick. We ain't worried about keeping nobody. If you can't ball, we got to let you go. He just picked a person who can ball. Like, I love what Trajan Langdon's doing. I do. We just got to trust him. We do. Because every single time we waiting on the shoe to drop saying this is the end, it looks like he already had another plan in place. Beef stew being gone. I hate that. But with what we dealing with right now, we need room for a person who can give us a little bit more than what Beef Stew could give us offensively. I loved being the strongest defensive team. I loved being the angriest, nastiest team. But we was missing points. And now we got some points. And it's crazy for you to try to be upset when it's the same thing you ask for every Lions season. I want him to do what Trajan's doing. It seems like Brad is trying to take a step every year, but it still seems like he's playing it so safe compared to Trajan Langdon. And I'm not saying, it's basketball and football, like it's different timeline, different story. I get all of that. But what I am saying is that if it's a player out there, a star even, we're going to try to go get him. Trajan Langdon is going to not only try to make the call, he's going to try to get him here. Trey, like, look, it's like Brad Holmes is like the person who call and don't cop for nothing. Trajan Langdon hit you with that on the way. You know what I'm saying? You tell Trey how much it costs, he's sliding. Brad, he just trying to see. Oh, okay, yeah, all right, bet, let me hit you back, That's Brad. Brad, all we hear is he's interested. Trey, we get them motherfuckers here. I am saying that to say I wish Brad Holmes would get deeper in the waters like Trajan Langdon, but the main thing I'm saying is that quickly as Brad got our trust, we got to at least try to give Trajan the same trust because he deserves it too. He's showing his magic in front of our very eyes too. And from Beef Stew being gone to Jalen Duren, I really believe that this regime is thinking a couple steps ahead. I do. Now, I don't know, as far as the Jalen Duren situation, I knew this was going to happen. Jalen Duren, I always knew that it was more diva to Duren than what we gave him credit for because of the simple fact that, like, I was paying attention to some of the stuff he was doing off the court. I knew that Jalen Duren would be looking at the regular season and not the postseason. Because in the regular season, you achieve being an All-NBA player, 20-point average. Him and his team are going to argue the side with the most money, not the least. Because if you bring up the playoff success, then, well, you have to knock your number down. You have to, because you should. At this point in the season, I would love for us to try to, but I don't know what they're going to do with him. Maybe they're going to hold it out and try to get a better number. I'm really not sure as to how they want to play this one out, but I mean, we will see how it all unfolds. That's for certain. I already knew that was the route that Durham was going to try to portray and everything, but do I think we should try to keep him? I mean, I think we should try to. He's a young talent. He's 6'10". I mean, and to me, unless you got a 7-footer, guy who's 7'1", 7'2", to play the 5 that we can get, I don't really know if they're going to be a better option than Jalen Duren. I was suspicious if they was going to try to give it a run with B-Ball Paul and then get another scorer to make up for what Duren could give you. That's a route they could go because B-Ball Paul isn't that much shorter than Duren. So, but it's up in the air. But I'm wondering if they're going to try to stay on the side of saving some money so they can get another player. So, we'll see. We're going to do the video of the day on the next vid. I really just had to get on the camera and get this one going, get this one out the way. Because I wanted to speak on the Terrion and everything we had going on. Because, the situation is just unfortunate for Terrion, and I hope him the best. I was hoping he could stay on the Lions and prove that he got better, but man, sometimes it's best to get a change of scenery to see what you can do. A good situation isn't always a good fit, and if he is what we thought he was coming from Alabama, I mean, good situation, but he may not have been a good fit, so he might benefit from being somewhere else, and I hope that is the case because I want him to have a successful career regardless, unless he goes to the NFC, especially not if he goes to the NFC North. But, yeah. But announcements, man. Ladies, your time is coming. We are working on y'all series right now. It is coming along. It's lots of edits and different stuff we got to put in there. So, just bear with me. But Tay ain't forgot about you, my babies. I promise. I will have y'all stuff. I got you. Lions opening day. It's getting interesting, man. We adding some other pieces into the mix. So it was at a determined place, but now things are getting interesting in a good way. So I will keep you updated on the opening day. We will have it though. It will be free merch. It will be an amazing time. You will get to fuck with your boy Tay. So you got to know that. But, man, other than that, man, please like, comment, subscribe, share, man. We gotta get to 50 subs ASAP. No Rocky, because bruh, they trying to hold your boy back from going live, and I really want to do that opening day live. So man, we gotta like, comment, subscribe, bro, share, repost, whatever you want to do. Send it to a person who like football, like sports, period. So fuck with your boy, follow for more, man. You know who you getting it from anyway. I'm out. Let me know what you think. Drop the comments. But your boy is out. Peace out. So fuck